Hello, GeorgeF551 here, and this is the next video in the baseball stadium update. And what you can see here is I'm facing the opposite direction because one of the things I wanted to do was to, and you can see it's still a work in progress, is I want to terrace off this hillside and make this all nice and flat. Still got a ways to go, but you can see I've got a pattern laid out. It's just a matter of doing it. Anyway, if you hear all sorts of noise in the background, when the weather's nice, you get to hear the city sounds in the background because I'm sitting next to a window. I don't have a fortified, hermetically sealed bunker like all the rich Minecraft people do. So, and I live in a city, so you get to hear things. So, this is MC Scout's horse dealership in progress. That's what you're looking over right now. Anyway, I'm going to show you progress on the baseball stadium. And here we go. It's quite a big building, and you might notice that the exterior looks a little weird. It's not. That's because this is not actually the exterior. See, I'm waiting for the 1.8 release, which will have the pink granite and other new stone that will be used for the exterior. The brown and green are the interior walls. So I went ahead and did at least that much. Put in the gates, although right now they're, for the most part, quote-unquote, boarded shut, to kind of let people know not to walk around in here, because if they do, I'm not liable for any death or harm. So, anyone walks in, there are some access points. Anyway, these will have doors and windows when it's good and ready. First things first, this is the main gate right here. Again, that'll be all doors and windows once we get it along. And you got a nice little walkway here, and walkway along the side. Haven't gone much further that way, and completely taken out the hills on this side because you can see this parking garage. You can see how the windows don't go all the way down. That's because there were hills here, and now there are not. And I've added pretty much the skeleton of the access point into the stadium grounds, which has not yet been connected to said garage, but it does line up. And when the stadium's far enough along, put windows in, doors, and finish the access. We will get a look inside in just a moment. And I've laid out the same thing here. As you can see, it's in one section more towards the center on this side than it is on the other side. That's just because of the length of the garage and how all this would interact with the secondary gate. And there's a third one on the exact opposite corner, similar to this one. It's a smaller ticket window type deal. Anyway, there's going to be a secondary access here. We got one path. I'm going to open that section up and make a path in. Although we got a lava pit that's sort of in the way, I think I can dig in and move that around. And there's the shopping mall, and here's the parking garage again. We're going to just go over the garage because this is the entryway into the stadium. And again, for those that are willing to risk life and limb, if they want to enter, they can. This will all be lit when we get this, once again, far enough along. I think you can sort of get the theme of what the front of this stadium is going to look like. just from that. Anyway, it is a bit dark in the stadium, but it's nothing really to see except I have sort of laid out where the men's and ladies' rooms are going to go. Men and W for women. And over here will be a giant food concession stand. And what I did, thinking it wasn't the best design idea ever, was I just made a large food sign. What I'm thinking of doing is getting rid of this, and in the middle is trying to duplicate the image of the drumstick that you would see in your survival meter. That would represent food, obviously. And of course, again, men's room and women's room. There's not really a lot to see except, yes, the field is still the same way as it's been. No dugouts yet still. I have not ventured into the dirty M word in Minecraft, which is, dare I say it, math. So I have not put in the pitcher's mound, made the circular arc in the dirt, and all that wonderful stuff. But you can see now what it sort of looks like, at least in terms of physical size. Main seating here, more seating up there, and the very top are luxury boxes. That'll be a club. And the bottom level is going to be an open air club. It's going to be somewhat like some of the clubs I've seen. And now you know what the outfield looks like, sort of, because again, it's all skeleton still, except now the exteriors on the back are done because I wanted to go for an industrial look. And here's how that all turned out. So that's what that looks like. And before I show you what the exterior looks like from the back, I'm going to show you. This is ultra basic. I haven't even figured how anything is going to go in here quite yet. So I just left the skeleton, and that's pretty much it. Anyway, you got your first floor entry, and that's pretty much for the upper deck there, or if you just want to go that way on the shorter side of things. Then this will be the rear main ticket window. This will actually come out to this point right here, and there'll be doors. It'll be kind of glassed in, and you'd have entry, glass here. There will be some quote-unquote ladder elevators, hence why there's a hole there and a hole over here. May add a little more access down the road. And we got a ravine we're dealing with. Somebody was exploring this ravine, and I moved the entry point over here. So if they want to continue with the ravine, they can, because there's plenty of good stuff in here. I'll just duck in really quick. I'm not going to spend a lot of time in here. Well, I did see iron. Oh, there's some iron over there. I'll put it in the upper left so you can see it better via the Minecraft aspect distortion. Alrighty, there's more of that. Anyway, this is what the building kind of looks like in the back. As you can see, we still have more hill to remove. I believe this point right here, I gotta count it out, will be the absolute distance from the back of the building over there to the hill, and it will step back ever so slowly, like maybe every 3, 4, 5 blocks, not sure. As you can see, going for an industrial look on the back, kind of like circa 1910s, 1920s industrial. They still kind of made buildings like that in the 30s and 40s. more concrete block like in the 50s. So all it needs now are doors and windows, and the exterior portions would be complete. And as you can see, quite a bit of hill to go here. I've marked off where as you can see, I've removed hill here. Gonna replace the stone with grass where I can. Quite a bit of work here. And here's some convention and rental space here. I'm thinking it may be a 2-story. Haven't quite contemplated that yet. Because there are stadiums, I know many of them don't, but some stadiums do have space for conventions. And in some cases, they actually make the main portion of the stadium large enough to actually accommodate it within. But in this case, there's 2 buildings just like that, which will house functions and what have not. So that's what we got right now. And of course, because the 1.8 release is not out yet, and I noticed I never finished that window there, and I botched this one up here. In fact, let's kind of fix that now that I'm actually thinking about it. See, sometimes when you do these things, you tend to figure out where you messed up as you go along. 1, 2, 3, boom. 1, 2, 3. Okay, something doesn't seem right still, but not terribly worried about it quite yet. Anyway, I think that looks about right. If not, I'll fix it off camera, because who cares to see it? Yeah, that looks good. So again, as I was saying, this is the interior wall. There's another layer, which will be the 1.8 texture, 1.8 blocks that'll finish off this look. And of course, the theme will reflect the same as these gates. And those right there, which you've seen along the bottom, those would be the alternative exits, emergency exits, however you would like to call them. And I see a section of this stair pillar I never finished off. Okay. Well, that's this update on the stadium. Not really terribly much to show you, but enough that you get an idea that things are definitely moving along, and we're starting to contemplate on how the interior is going to play out. So that's it. George F551 saying, hope you enjoyed and have a good one.